Going on YouTube, Centex Collector here. Finished my first 3D printed project vehicle for 2025. Started late 2024, but I was waiting on the black filament from Bamboo Lab because they're on a delay because of the holiday. So here it is. This is the VSV, Variable Support Vehicle, made by Ricky Lee. AKA Tanner 3D. He has a Patreon and YouTube and TikTok. Check him out. But I did a Cobra version, basically all black with red guts, red interior. So tires are TPU, full, real squishy, and they're rollable. And the way he designed this is like a Lego, but I like this because it looked like a mix of the Halo Warthog with a Vamp, and I thought it was going to be more like futuristic looking. But now that I printed it, it looks really cool. Like, it does look pretty modern, or something that Mars would make for Cobra. So I'm digging the doors. We got like kind of like the Lambo doors going on here. Got the red interior. I got two figures up front, and you could probably fit two in the back. And then he just does a lot of options, right? So for instance, the front, this grill was optional. The light bar down there was optional. These tow hooks were optional. So he makes things swappable. And if you don't want the tow hooks, you could use the different front bumper to make it a different look. I wanted the more like the mean, like gnarly look. So I went that. Cobra logos I printed myself, obviously, because he didn't this intend for it to be, because he designed this a 1/18th scale, so I blew it up 165% to accommodate classified 1/12 figures, and I'm glad I did, because these troopers barely fit with their helmets. And the modularity you'll see, so I can take this off, and he has like three others. So yeah, the full roof, he had another one where it was like a part here and another roof here, so this was open. And then he had this, but it was open here, kind of like a sunroof. The whole thing was open. And he had T-tops. So you can see, like, that's why it says like building Legos. He's got these pegs. And then you can see the peg holes there. So quick modularity, right? So you just pop it in, boom, boom, pop it in. And a lot of this stuff, it all just pops in like those pegs. I glued most of it in, but it was meant to be press fit or snap fit. But since I blew it up to 165%, a lot of that press fit, snap fit didn't stay intact per se. Headlights I did in PET G, translucent clear. And then again, like this hood, he had another option that had hinges. So you could put it on here, and it was a hinged. I went with this, I like the hood scoop on this compared to the hinged. And then the engine, he has a Patreon, so some things you can get on his Patreon. For instance, this engine was extra, and I forget what else was on his Patreon that you can get. Oh, the hinged hood was on his Patreon. But here's the engine compartment, right? So there's the engine, you got your turbos, and then there's a battery and this other piece here. And there was like a coolant and some other reservoirs, but it was getting too crunched up in here because he has engine for the Goliath. So I took some parts of that and put it on this one, but just the engine compartment. So yeah, just super cool. And like I said, again, like Legos, there's your peg holes, and then the pegs here, and it just pops on like that. And then I put Cobra logos here. I didn't want it to be crazy Cobra logos, but I wanted it to, I mean, I guess I could do this a little bit bigger, but I felt just kept all three of those the same size. Again, there's the door, the steering wheel is pretty cool. And there was actually two positions. I could have moved it up slightly, but I guess I should have test fitted it before I glued it down. But I could actually moved it up a little bit more, but I feel like, I guess this position actually works for classified. And let's pop this top off again so you can see the interior. The interior's kind of, the seats look kind of like sporty, like some sport seats. So I did all the interior in red with the door panels. The door panel was separate from the door, so the door panel actually glued on to the door. You got the dash, the center console separate, the seats were separate. So cool little like futuristic Hummer type thing, you could almost call this. That's kind of why I went with the fifth wheel was optional as well. So we'll get back here to the rear of the vehicle. I guess here he's missing like tail lights. I don't know if that's a future option or what. And then I guess there's a spot there he could have put lights down there. But anyway, let's get back to, so this fifth wheel is an option. So I just felt like it was just a good look. But if we take out this guy, you see there's a whole truck bed there. You could fit, let's see this whole, yeah, this whole tire will fit in there with plenty of room. I could probably sit at least 2 guys. I think he's got options too. I think there's a VSV truck or a VST, like VS truck or whatever. But he's got options for turrets. Everything's very modular. Like I said, I can pop this off if I don't want this anymore with the fifth wheel and just have this tailgate. The tailgate I glued down, but you can see the detail here. So I thought the fifth wheel option looked cool. And again, I can pop this guy back here. You could fit at least two figures back there. But yeah, this thing is just awesome. Like I said, rollbar rear wheel as well. I believe he has an option. You can add bigger tires and rims because there's quite a bit of a gap there. I mean, I know he's definitely got a different rims option. I'll have to look on his Patreon. I think there's a bigger tire option. I'm debating on going back and maybe printing the bigger tires, but this thing is hefty. Like, this thing is heavy. Like, this is legit solid vehicle. The more I look at it, the more I'm just digging it and falling in love with this. It might be a keeper, man. This is just solid. It's gonna definitely be right up there with my Stinger. So I'm loving these doors, like that Lambo effect there, butterfly doors, and the red really pops on this black. I used the matte dark red on the matte charcoal black from Bamboo Lab. This thing is awesome. I mean, like I said, you could even build more of these, and there's so many different options. He's made it modular and upgradable. He can do more upgrades in the future if he wanted to. Because I know he was going to redo the hinged hood, but with the cowl or a different hood. Let's see how this looks with the Stinger. So it's hard to see on camera, sort of, but this dwarfs the Stinger. I know you can add bigger, people have done bigger wheels, but hey, look at this. This actually dwarfs the Stinger. If I move it there, forgot I had my driver in there. But yeah, this thing, even if I put it up at the same height, yeah, it's definitely got some size on it. Let's do an overview over top. Yeah, that's impressive, and it's probably definitely because the truck bed as a Stinger just has the turret there. You can put turret on here too with his upgrade kit. So this might be a keeper for me. But yeah, man, it dwarfs the Stinger. I didn't realize it until just now when I compared the two. That's amazing. So yeah, guys, he's got the STL files on Maker World for the 1/18 scale. I've actually uploaded my 3MF of the 1/12 scale. So if you guys wanted to print this out, it's on Maker World under Ricky Lee's name, maybe Tanner 3D, I forget what he's on, Maker World, but just look for the VSV or Variable Support Vehicle. I think it's like Vamp Mark II. But I put the 3MF because he just had the STL for the 118th. I've done the 3MF because he doesn't use Bamboo Lab printer. I think he uses like Flash Forge or Hue Forge, whatever you call things, Flash Forge, whatever the 3D printer is called for his prints. So I got 3MF up and going. If you have a 3D printer and want to print this yourself, if I print these, I have to work out a deal with Ricky Lee for licensing to be able to print and sell these to you guys. But let me know if there is an interest in that, and I'll work it out with Ricky Lee and we'll get that going as well. But man, this thing is a beast. I mean, it kind of reminds me of like a futuristic Hummer type thing. Man, I'm really digging this. And it's like I say, it's got some weight to it for sure. But yeah, guys, there we go. That's the VSV, Variable Support Vehicle, completely 3D printed, classified scale. I got some more projects. Well, I got plenty of projects. We're starting the year out, but I got another one coming that I'm gonna load up here in the next couple days. That is gonna probably knock your socks off as well. Again, it's predominantly it's a Cobra vehicle, but it should be up in a couple days. Like, comment, subscribe, and keep joining me in this venture for 2025.